Okay.
Concepcion lived with her grandmother in a little house in a hill. Together, they cleaned the stone to make a vegetable garden. They planted corn and beans and chilies. Remember to say enough seed for the next plant, grandmother said. Then you will always have something to eat.
Every day, Concepcion walked to the stream to get water and walked back with the heavy cans hanging from her shoulders. Carefully, she poured the precious water around the corn. Weeks passed. The sun shone. Later, the rain came and the corn grew tall. The beans wound around their stalks to reach the sun. The chili bushes flowered. When the corn and the beans and the chilies were ripe, grandmother gave some to the men who owned the land, saved money to eat, and sold the rest to the neighbor who took it to sell in the city far away in the valley below. He brought back fresh buns and rice for them to eat.
One sad day, grandmother died. "You can stay here," said the man who owned the land. "I have family ready to move in, but I will work for you," said Concepcion. "This family can work harder and grow more corn and beans," he said. So she had to live in the little house with its painted walls and clean mud floor.
"Come and live with us," the neighbor's wife said, but Concepcion knew she already had 7 children to feed. "I will go there." Concepcion pointed the misty valley where the city lay. "It is a long walk for such little legs." The neighbor's wife shook her head. "My legs are strong from carrying water." Concepcion said goodbye and hugged the neighbor's wife and all the children. "God go with you," they all said.
Concepcion bundled up all the corn, beans, and chilies that grandmother had saved and set off with her cart down the stony path into the valley. It was a very long walk, and Concepcion's bare feet were tired and sore by the time she reached the barrio on the edge of the city. She saw hundreds of hats made of tin and plastic and cardboard, crowded close together, each leaning toward the next. "Is this the city?" Concepcion wondered in dismay. "I thought it would be beautiful." She walked along the narrow, muddy path, stumbling with tiredness until bumping into gangs of children. "Look where you are going, can you?" "Ask your pardon," Concepcion said politely. Their clothes were torn and their faces were dirty and their hair tangled, but when she smiled at him, they smiled back.
"My name is Thomas. Where are you from?" Concepcion pointed to the far hills. "But my grandmother is dead. Stay with us. We will teach you how to pick garbage and sell it, and how to take food from the merchant stalls without being seen." "That is stealing," said Concepcion, surprised. Thomas shrugged. "It is better than striving. I have corn and beans and chilies. "That's no enough for the one good meal," said Thomas scornfully. "When they grow, there will be enough. You will see." "You're crazy. They'll never grow here. But you can stay with us."
So Conception lived with the children on the edge of the dump. She dug the hard ground with the broken handle of the kettle. She made a tiny wall of stones and she planted some of her corn and beans and chilies.
Every day she watered them and watched them grow until they came up green and brains the beans in the chili. Bushes flowered. The prettiest sight in the whole barrio. Conception was sure that her dear grandmother was watching over the little garden.
But one day, Thomas and the others came running around the edge of the dam with police chasing after them. The police yelled and hit her friends with their sticks. The children screamed and cried. Conception hid among the garbage. "Why did I come to the city?" she asked herself. When everything was quiet, she peeked out like a frightened mouse. The children were covered with bruises and the garden had been trampled flat.
"Why are you crying?" Thomas asked crossly. "The police did beat you. My garden is spoiled. Eat the corn and beans and chilies and ripe. We will have food to eat and sell, and you wouldn't have to steal."
"No use crying. It's all finished now." Concepcion dried her eyes. "I have some seeds left." Thomas licked his cat lip and nodded. "This time we will all help you plant your corn and beans and chilies."
With everyone's help, they dug a big plat in, planted the rest of grandmother's seeds. They took turns watering them and guarding them, so they grown grew high, and the bean pods were fat and firm, and the chilies were green and shiny. "We'll have fits," said Thomas, "and take the rest to the city to sell. But we must always have enough seeds to plant." Concepcion reminded him.
They cooked the corn and beans with chilies. The delicious smell of food soon filled the air. As they began to eat, another hungry gang of children appeared. Concepcion and Thomas and the others shared their meal with them. "But our garden cannot feed other children in the barrio," Concepcion said sadly. Suddenly she had an idea. She took some of these seeds she had saved and gave them to the leader of the other gang. She told him how to make a garden, how to plant and water the seeds. Always save enough seeds for another planting and to share with other children, she told him, and grandmother had told her. He promised he would do so.
Concepcion was sure that grandmother was smiling down on her from the sky, and that her eyes were no longer misty with age, but as bright as the stars that shone over the barrio.
¿Aquí?